guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. I'm getting to this guy a little bit late, but it is time to knock out his level 10 Link video. So this is one of the recent Dokkan Fest exclusives that has come to Dokkan. This, of course, is the AGL transforming into Super Saiyan Trunks, right? Now, this guy is very good. It's just that in thinking and talking about how good he is, really, it just centers around his base form. This is the only unit in the game I could really think of where it's like, there's actually a... I just feel like he's outright better in base than he is in Super Saiyan. He does have effects when he transforms into Super Saiyan, but I feel like this is one of these characters that would have done well by a much easier ability to transform, right? Because as it stands, Trunks' base form is more than enough to take down all content, long content, God event, Super Battle Road, Battlefield, everything. Like, this Trunks is absolutely incredible, a dominator, whatever it is that you want to call him, right? He's ridiculously good. But it just takes a while to get to his Super Saiyan form, and his performance is arguably worse with the minimal amount of attacks he does, and as well as having a ridiculous amount of restrictions to get the full power from his Super Saiyan form. But regardless of the wonky design for a Super Saiyan, base Trunks is a god, and there's not really too much discussion about that. So we're starting out here on the Android Cell Saga team. Trunks, what makes him so good is that he has a 70% chance to launch 2 additional attacks. Now, the way that works is he always does 1 additional. The 70% chance is, the chance to get that second additional. Then, he launches an additional that has a 70% chance of being a super when he does 3 attacks. So, what ends up happening is Trunks' best case turn would be that he attacks 5 times with 3 super attacks. That is his pinnacle. And it's pretty common, I've found, for Trunks to double super. And it's very common for him to get at least 4 attacks in a turn, which is why this guy is so ridiculous. And all of these additionals are taken away in his Super Saiyan form, right? I think everything would be fine if the additionals weren't removed from his Super Saiyan form, and then it's just, he just upgrades in strength and gets stronger. But it's just one of these things where if we take a look at Trunks, right? He's at 145k defense right here. We have a minimal amount of support. We're getting 30% because Future Gohan is a Bond, a Master Disciple support type unit. But our linking up, we're linking very, very good, right? Trunks' link set, Messenger from the Future, Cold Judgment, very powerful link, Royal Lineage, the Saiyan Lineage, again, really good link, Saiyan Warrior Race, Shocking Speed, and Fierce Battle, right? So this is a really strong turn for Trunks. He's at 145k defense. He gets 100% defense when he attacks. So already he's at like 280k defense. But then he gets a 30% defensive buff on his super attack effect. So one super attack and he's over 300k defense with 1. And he gets super attacked 3 times. So very quickly, it should be very evident why this Trunks is so good, right? Like it's just very, I would say, obvious why this guy has just a supreme level of power. I've actually, the more I've used this Trunks, the more I have fallen in love with him. I think he's a fantastic unit. Again, I think the way he's built to where it's very ultra common that this man is multiple supering per turn with a bunch of other normal attacks built in causes him to amass a huge amount of damage. And I think he's just generally very good, right? All right, so let's see. So, oh my god, 4 mil right there. So he does 4 million with probably 4 more attacks incoming, by the way. Then there's a normal attack right here. Let's see what we do. There's another normal. Okay, so now super. Yep. Oh my god. And we can still do 1 more. 1 more normal or a super attack. And it's, oh my god. Yep, that's it. That's the turn right there. That's his pinnacle. He is ridiculous. Look at this. Is that good enough? Is that good? His defense is like 450k or something like that. He's redonkulous, this Trunks is, right? Now, let me get this out of the way right now, too. I am very, very, very adamant that the way you build characters like this Trunks, characters who are busting out multiple additional normal attacks per turn, the way you want to build these characters is with full crit. I think by going full crit for Trunks, what you're doing is you're enabling him with all the additional normal attacks that Trunks does. You're enabling these additional normals to have a lot of bite to him. I mean, see, look, dude, look at the amount of crit I gave him, right? By having all this crit, these additional normals, which Trunks is guaranteed to do a bunch of additional normals per turn, those will actually do relevant damage with crits, right? I really think that characters that do a lot of additional normal attacks in their kit, you want to build them in the same fashion as you would counterattack characters, like the Vegetos. The Vegetos, you must give full crit to them, or else you're basically not... You're actually not using the Vegeto counter units correctly if you're not giving them full crit. Because the whole basis behind their kit is to do a lot of damage with their counters, which they do need crits to really amass a lot of damage with them. I think the same principle does apply to these types of units. You know, think of the AGL Evolution Blue Vegeta as another one, right? So when he gets his EZA, you're going to want to go full crit for that guy to make sure that he's popping all these attacks, and he's critting with them, right? To really, like, maximize the damage and stuff like that. And with Trunks specifically, you don't really need to go additional because he's doing so many attacks. Remember, every attack he does, you have a chance to proc your hidden potential system attack. So if he's doing 4 attacks per turn, you've got a good chance of getting his hidden potential system additional anyway, every single turn, right? It's honestly, it's very rare I've seen Trunks do like 2 attacks in a turn. 2 is his bare minimum. And that's, dude, that's like, I don't know, maybe I've done 300 turns with this Trunks. I've seen him do 2 attacks like once or twice. It's like a 1% chance or something. Like, it's just so uncommon for him to only do 1 super attack, right? Again, I do adore this unit. The more I've used him, the more I've really come to respect how good he is. And it's just his base form, right? He has this Super Saiyan form of his, which you can't... The way the game is currently constructed with events and stuff like that, you can't really take advantage of what makes his Super Saiyan form good, which is why the design is shit, right? But, his design is not shit for, like, his base form and stuff like that, right? So we did that 1 turn with 5 attacks. In order to transform into Super Saiyan, he does have to attack 6 times, by the way. So it's not something you're going to be able to get until a bare minimum of turn 5. Absolute minimum, you could transform a Trunks on turn 5. That is the earliest you can actually transform with him. Okay, so Cold Judgment is at 131. So this is no support, no Cold Judgment. With no support and no Cold Judgment activated, he's still over 200k defense. But it's more so like 240k or something like that with 1 super attack. Minimum, bare minimum. Right? Just linked up with Heart Virus Goku. So it's like, this Trunks is just like really, really good. I think he's amazing, honestly. But again, the more I use him, the more I come to respect how ridiculous he actually is. Like, look at these numbers. Like, these are numbers that people go, oh my god, the numbers are so good. Like 3 million, 4 million, stuff like that. Except he's sending 80 other attacks, right? Like, he's... Oh! What? What the... Okay. I mean, that's... Okay, alright. That's perfect. But again, that's like the 2nd or 3rd time I've ever seen him do that. Well, whatever. I don't care because the first turn we did the golden 5 attack, 3 super attack turn. Oh my gosh. Because what happens, right, is you have the 70% chance to launch 2 additionals. If you get that 70% proc, then that gets you another guaranteed attack, right? So it's just like a rolling chain of momentum. We got a little bit unlucky right there, but that first turn was still so crazy. Like, he 3-4 million attack stats with all those other normals sprinkled in. It's a really good unit. Alright guys, so we've done a lot of talking about what makes this Trunks so good, right? I mean, I've slurped this Trunks' cock the entire video thus far. But he does have one design quirk that I really do feel like is an actual flaw, and that's in his link set, right? He does have a pretty good link set, honestly. I mean, he's got a lot of staples in there: Cold Judgment, Saiyan Lineage, Royal Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race. There's a lot of things that are very good, make him very good in a lot of different situations. But I do not agree with the decision to give this bastard Shocking Speed. I don't know. Dude, you just give him Prepare for Battle over Shocking Speed, and it makes him 10 times better. Right? Like, it's like all these teams we're running him with, all these characters, like, look at this. Like all these characters, these are all Prepared for Battle characters, right? Him having Shocking Speed, it's just bizarre. It doesn't really, like, I don't really see what they were going for with that, right? It's almost like they did that rather than Prepare for Battle just because he's too good. He's too powerful. Like, we gotta, do something here. But, like, he's on 50 teams. On, like, all these teams, all these characters you're going to run him with, again, you really are probably running him with Prepared for Battle Saiyans. So that's sort of the one detriment, is the key can be a bit of an issue, right? Now, you know, if we're running him on, like, the Hybrid Saiyan team, he's got the Hybrid Saiyan Link right now. Saiyan lineage, of course, which is, you know, really good. A lot of characters have got stuff like this, but, you know, you guys sort of get what I'm saying here with this Trunks, right? And how it's like he's really, really good, but he is not perfect. You know, there are some sort of, just, like, weirdness in his kit, I would say. So, alright, we have him on this turn right here. He links up pretty well with that Super Saiyan Trunks. We get him next to the Goku and Vegeta, and then we have basically everything activated right there. Remember, you know, I've said on record many times, I think that the STR Vegito and the Tech Gogeta, I think their base forms have the best links. I think that's the best link set in the game, which is what? Saiyan Warrior Race, Experienced Fighters, Saiyan Lineage, Shocking Speed, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. I think that's the best link set in the game. Like, they're just always good. Like, they made units that are just like, oh, they're staples on all these teams, right? Which is awesome. Alright, so let's go and see how Trunks does on this turn. We're on the Super Saiyan team, of course. And we have no support on this rotation, so I think Trunks should look pretty good. Again, you know, he's got Royal Lineage, which I guess is another link that you would, you know, maybe you want to try and build him around. So Trunks would work really well with other Vegeta and Trunks units, right? He'll be able to inflict a lot of damage, just generally look good and stuff like that next to those types of characters. Again, we're going to see Trunks just, you know, tear through events as he just attacks over and over and over and over and over again. It's honestly awesome to see. I do like, you know, like him dissecting enemies with that sword. Get used to that, because it's a very, very common sight. Okay, I think we should be able to get to the next turn. Unless these Namekokus go super crazy. Genema can dodge as well. Let's see what happens, but I think we could get potentially one more turn. I'm probably only gonna do one, like part where we're looking at Trunks' Super Saiyan form, because honestly, I mean, it doesn't really impress me too much. We'll go into an event. Wow, okay, this Trunks decided to go crazy right here. But we'll go into an event, where we could sort of make, you know, use out of his Super Saiyan powers. Because, again, he gets a lot of different, like, buffs if the enemy's in, like, attack down and defensive down and stuff like that. It's just, like, honestly, kind of, like, worthless stuff, right? It's just, I think the gimmick of him attacking a million times is better than sort of the gimmicks he has in his Super Saiyan form. Alright, guys, we'll take a look at Trunks on one more team here. This, of course, is the Bond of Master and Disciple team. This secretly is a pretty tight team. Because, you know, you've got the AGL Kid Gohans around who are, you know, such monstrous defensive support type units and giving a lot of ki and stuff like that. Alright, this is a good turn for Trunks. We'll be able to activate Royal Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, and Fierce Battle. Remember that the Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, he gives support to all allies and then more support to crossover. But he does give support to all allies, so we do at least have some support on this rotation right here. That Super Saiyan 2 Trunks, again, I feel like he's a very good unit. You could definitely run him in a lot of situations. Of course, he's far, far better, like, on a full crossover team. But that Trunks is not bad whatsoever. Okay, relax, dude. You didn't have to... Okay, calm down. Okay, alright, we're fine, we're fine. Alright, so here's Trunks with a 3.8 million attack stat. Damn, maybe I should have just put him... I probably should have just put him in slot 1. I mean, whatever. I mean, we see the level of performance that this base Trunks gets, right? Like, we're seeing a lot of 3 million attack stats. You know, we were able to jump up above a 4 million attack stat. Like, he can do a lot of damage in, you know, with all these attacks. His defense is good, right? You know, rocking potentially a 400k defense with the amount of damage he's possessing puts him on track in, you know, difficult events to be, you know, pretty solid. Okay, so I think we'll do... Let me see one more turn from base Trunks right here. Then I think what we'll do is we'll head over to... we'd have to go to an event where we can debuff the enemy, right? Because Super Saiyan Trunks gets 50% attack if the enemy is in attack down or defensive down, and another 50% attack if the enemy is stunned or sealed. So in order to see Trunks' full power, the enemy would have to be, like, you know, they'd have to have either an attack or defensive debuff, and then either the seal or stun. They'd have to have both of those activated. Alright, so we have a nice amount of support on this. Oh my god, yeah, dude, look at it. This Trunks, by the way, is really good at making other Trunks units look ridiculous. This Super Saiyan Trunks from the Broly movie, Like, when he's around, he makes, again, these other Trunkses just look absurd, right? 2021 has been, like, a ridiculous year of Trunks, and just Hybrid Saiyans in general. So, you know, we're able to build a lot of nice builds here. We probably will go to the Hybrid Saiyan team to take a look at Super Saiyan Trunks. So, I think let's go ahead and do that now. Let's head to the Hybrid Saiyan team. I think we'll just go ahead and skip ahead until Trunks is ready to transform, and we will see how powerful he looks. Alright guys, so we have, I mean, pretty much our ideal turn right here. So, we've done 6 attacks so far with Trunks. So that means Trunks is going to be able to use his active skill and go ahead and transform. So let's go ahead and transform and go and do Super Saiyan Trunks. Now, Trunks is pretty much like the only transformation that has an effect like this. When Trunks transforms, the targeted enemy, so we can do this either Rose or Zamasu, the targeted enemy will get stunned and sealed on this turn. This is why, if Trunks merely had an active skill that you could, you know, do turn 1, Trunks would be, honestly, one of the most dominant units in the game. He would be, like, really up there at the top, because he would be able to actually take control of all content and be insane. If Trunks could do that, if you could guaranteed stun and seal an enemy, you know, like, turn 1 in Super Battle with Trunks, he would be so good. And I honestly, I really wish they had done that, because, I mean, he shows up and he just goes Super Saiyan right away and dunks on Frieza and King Cold, so there's no reason it couldn't have been like that. But, alright, so let's go ahead and transform into Trunks, and we're going to stun and seal Zamasu. Notice that Zamasu is already defensive debuffed from LR Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan right here, so we're going to have Trunks' full passive on his first turn transformed as well.
初めから全力でかかってくるんだな。スーパーサイヤ人は孫悟空さん一人じゃない。ここにもいたということだ。
Alright, so, Trunks is transformed. Now, I want to warn you, children. This is an ideal turn for Trunks. We have all set, like, this is basically as good as it gets for Trunks. Unless we have, like, if you had, like, 2-turn attack buffs and stuff like that. So we have all 7 links active for Super Saiyan Trunks right here, as well as 90% support, and we'll be able to get his full power off. So, again, this is actually the ideal turn for Trunks. Okay, so let's just sort of quickly talk about, you know, what he does. His links change slightly, very slightly. He just gets, what is it, Saiyan Warrior Race becomes Super Saiyan. That's the only thing that actually does change. He now greatly raises attack and defense on his super attack effect, so of course that's a 50% buff. He has 100% attack and defense to start a turn. He has a great chance to crit, and then he gets 100% attack and defense on super attack. He's getting a lot on super, which is why, you know, B-Pan won't be able to bring out his full power, right, with her active skill buff. On Trunks' first turn, he does all guaranteed crits. So anything he's, well, I mean, as long as he super attacks, right? The first time he supers, the rest of that turn is guaranteed crits. Then he gets 50% attack if the enemy's attack down or defensive down, which we're going to get right here. And then he gets another 50% attack if the enemy's stunned or sealed, which we're also going to get right here. This last ability is, like, I just don't understand what they were thinking. He has a high chance to stun the attacked enemy for 2 turns if all allies are Android/Cell Saga category allies. What the fuck is that? Dude, you will... When are you going to possibly do that? Like, I don't even understand. The minimum you could transform with him is turn 5. I just don't... That is, like, so... Like, what? It just doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Now, I've been very negative about his Super Saiyan form, but, again, Trunks is about to go absolutely crazy. You know, we could put Pan in slot 1, and we would actually get a little bit of extra attack, but I do want to see what this rotation of Trunks and Trunks do next turn as well, so I'm not going to put Pan in slot 1. Again, we would get just a slightly higher attack stack, because she does give a 2-turn attack buff, right, when Pan supers. Alright, so Trunks, remember, is doing a guarantee. This is going to be like an 8 million attack stat or something like that, guaranteed crit. What is this? Oh, my bad, 9.74. Okay, 9.74 guaranteed crit. If he does a double super, it's just, like, ludicrous. Okay, but there's that. Like, I mean, as you guys can see, a 10 million attack stat that's a guaranteed crit, yeah, stunning shocker, that's pretty good, right? But keep in mind, a lot of the damage that we just saw from our boy Trunks, a lot of that is damage just off of the enemy being debuffed and stuff like that, right? Like, we're not always going to be able to be in an event where enemies can be debuffed. So on this next turn, I'm actually going to aim for Rose. And I want to see what attack stat Trunks gets without those extra 50% buffs, but still having a good turn of some support and stuff like that, and a lot of his links activated. But let me know what you guys think of Trunks, right? I just feel like a lot of his passives and stuff like that in his Super Saiyan form are very, like, needless and pointless, right? I feel like if they, like, all this extra damage when the enemy has these debuffs, just get rid of that shit completely, get rid of the stun shit, and just give him his additionals and stuff, and he's fine, right? Like, the additional mechanics that base Trunks have are just a joy. They're very... if I could describe it, it's very fun. Like, back when Physical Vegito Blue first came out, it was very fun when he would counter 4 times and then super 4 times. It's fun. So, like, AGL Trunks is fun when he's dishing out 50 attacks. So, maybe it's also just a bummer that his Super Saiyan form does it. It's just a bummer that so much of what his Super Saiyan form is built around, you can't even really properly see again. It's just very bizarre. So, alright, this is still a good turn. We have 6 out of 7 links. Only Shocking Speed is not activated right here. Again, I mean, his defense is crazy, though. I mean, look at this. He's getting 100% on Super, so he's at 300k defense, but then he gets 50% from his Super attack effect at that point. So he's, like, well over 400k. So, I mean, he is looking good. But let's see what his attack stat looks like right here. Again, we still have a nice support type unit. But we do not have, the extra buffs for attack down, defensive down, stun, seal, all that stuff right there. It still should be pretty good, like a 6 million attack stat, like 6.7 or something like that, I think. 5.3, okay. Now remember, he does still have a 70% chance to crit. So, like, that is still good. Even that, like, that's still really good because it's a 70% chance to crit along with that attack stat, right? When it comes to some attack stats in the 5 and 6 million range, right? Compared to other units, sometimes they don't look the craziest, but, if you're super effective against all types, or you have, like, a really high chance to crit, or you have, like, built-in additionals or something like that, it does get very nuts. But there we go. There was the Dokkan Fest AGL Trunks. Let me know what you guys think of him. I do think he's very good. In terms of where he is amongst, like, the top TURs in the game, the more I use him, the more I feel like he's up there. Like, he's up there in the class, I think, with Super Vegeta, with the Dokkan Fest Future Androids, with GT, Super Saiyan, Goku, and Vegeta. Like, after using him a lot, I probably would say Trunks is better than Broly, right? I feel like Broly for long events is able to stack up and stuff like that, but I feel like Trunks more so will be able to take control in short events even than Broly, right? So I feel as though the more I've used Trunks, the more I have come to like him. I think he is very good. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.